What would you do if an innocent act of curiosity led you to unearth a hidden treasure and unleash a curse that could destroy everything? Lily, a young girl with a love for adventure, thought she was just planting a tree. But when her shovel strikes something buried beneath the soil, she uncovers not just a box of ancient riches, but a dark secret that threatens her world. As she digs deeper, she realizes the treasure isn't the reward, it's the beginning of a nightmare. Now, with the fate of her town hanging in the balance, Lily must decide, uncover the truth and risk it all, or leave the past buried where it belongs. The sun is shining brightly on a quiet suburban street. Lily, a young girl with a love for nature, spends her afternoon outside, eagerly planting a tree she received for her birthday. Armed with small garden tools, she digs into the soft earth, imagining how big and beautiful the tree will grow. Her small hands carefully work the soil, and she hums a happy tune. As she envisions the future, the camera lingers on the simple joy of the moment. Her innocence, the fresh scent of the earth, and the warmth of the day. But as she digs deeper, her shovel hits something unusual, a metallic clang. She stops, puzzled, then pushes the dirt aside, revealing a rusted metal box partly buried in the earth. At first, she's hesitant, unsure whether to touch it, but curiosity gets the best of her. With some effort, she pries it open, revealing stacks of old faded bills, gold coins, and a sealed letter. A strange chill runs down her spine as she gazes at the contents, but her innocent wonder quickly turns to confusion. She holds up the letter and begins reading aloud, only to find that it's cryptic and speaks of an ancient curse tied to the treasure beneath the tree. Just as she processes what she's discovered, an unsettling feeling washes over her, the calm of the afternoon disrupted by the unknown.
The next day, Lily finds herself at the tree again, staring at the box she unearthed. The strange chill from the day before lingers, but she can't shake the sense that she's meant to know more. She examines the letter again, reading its cryptic words over and over, still unsure of what they mean. Her thoughts are interrupted when two strangers, dressed in dark, weathered clothes, approach her yard. They ask her about the tree, inquiring about where she found it and whether she's seen anything unusual around it. There's something off about them, an intensity in their eyes and an unspoken urgency in their questions. Lily, feeling both confused and uneasy, tries to brush them off, but they insist on returning to talk later. That night, Lily can't sleep. The words of the letter echo in her mind, and a growing sense of dread settles in. She sneaks back to the tree, hoping to find answers. As she digs around the base of the tree, she uncovers more signs of disturbance, scratches on the bark, and a deepening darkness that seems to emanate from the ground. She looks around, nervously feeling watched. Just then, the two strangers reappear, their eyes scanning the area as they approach. The air thickens with tension as they reveal their true intent. Guardians of the hidden treasure, and they warn Lily that the curse is now upon her.
Determined to understand what's happening, Lily spends the next few days researching the tree and the cryptic letter. Her search leads her to an old library book on local legends and curses, where she learns about a centuries-old tale of a hidden fortune tied to an ancient family that once lived in the area. The story speaks of a curse placed upon the treasure to protect it from greed and those who might misuse it. The curse, however, has a dark price. Those who attempt to claim the treasure are doomed to a mysterious fate. Despite the warning, Lily can't shake her need to know more. Armed with the book and the letter, she returns to the tree, her heart racing with both fear and excitement. As she digs deeper around the base, she uncovers a strange map folded inside the letter. The map shows a hidden cave beneath the tree, marked with symbols identical to those on the box. Lily realizes that the treasure she uncovered is only the beginning of a much larger mystery. The air grows colder as the sky darkens. As Lily attempts to trace the map's path, she feels a heavy presence behind her. The two strangers, now revealed as guardians of the treasure, appear again. This time, they are no longer hiding their intentions. They warn her to leave the tree alone, but Lily, filled with a mix of fear and determination, decides to follow the map's directions to find the cave beneath the tree. Lily, her heart pounding with a mixture of fear and determination, follows the map's clues to the base of the tree. After hours of searching, she finds an old, almost invisible entrance hidden beneath the tangled roots. The air is thick with an eerie silence as she steps into the cave. The dim light from her flashlight reveals walls covered in strange, ancient symbols, much like the ones on the box and the map. The atmosphere is heavy, the air cold and damp, as if the earth itself is holding its breath. As Lily ventures deeper into the cave, she discovers the treasure mentioned in the letter: old gold jewels and artifacts piled high. But there's something unsettling about it all. The treasure seems to shimmer unnaturally, as if alive. At the far end of the cave, a strange pedestal holds an ancient ornate box, much larger than the one she found. The box radiates a strange energy, and Lily feels an overwhelming compulsion to open it. She reaches out, her hand trembling, but just as she's about to lift the lid, a chilling voice echoes through the cave. The two strangers, now revealed as the cursed guardians of the treasure, emerge from the shadows. Their once stern expressions are now twisted with anger and fear. They tell Lily that the treasure was never meant for anyone to take. It is a force of destruction meant to be left undisturbed for eternity. They warn her that once the box is opened, the curse will be fully unleashed. With the Guardian's warning echoing in her mind, Lily hesitates, but the allure of the treasure is too powerful to resist. She opens the ornate box despite the Guardian's desperate pleas. The moment the lid lifts, a cold, unnatural wind sweeps through the cave, extinguishing her flashlight. The ground trembles, and the once still air becomes thick with an oppressive force. Strange whispers swirl around her, as if the treasure is alive, demanding something in return. As the Guardians desperately try to stop her, the cave begins to shift. Walls closing in and stones cracking open, Lily realizes that by opening the box, she's triggered the curse's power, and now the very cave seems to be fighting back. The Guardians explain that the treasure was cursed centuries ago to protect the world from the devastation it could cause if it fell into the wrong hands, but it was always meant to remain buried, hidden from those who would seek to claim it. Lily is flooded with regret, but it's too late. The whispers grow louder and shadows begin to move as if alive. Desperate to undo the damage, Lily grabs the map and races back to the entrance, hoping there's a way to reverse the curse. The Guardians, now frantic, follow her, but the cave is collapsing around them, forcing them into a deadly race against time. As the cave collapses around her, Lily's heart pounds in her chest. The Guardians, now frantic, shout at her to stop, but the walls are crumbling and time is running out. The ancient whispers grow louder, urging her to turn back or face the wrath of the curse. Desperate, Lily clutches the map tightly, scanning it for any clues that could lead to salvation. The symbols on the map begin to glow faintly, revealing a hidden path that leads deeper into the cave towards the source of the curse. With no time to lose, Lily, followed closely by the Guardians, races down the darkened corridor. The air grows colder, the ground beneath her feet trembling with each step. She finally reaches a chamber where an ancient altar stands in the center, bathed in a faint, otherworldly light. The altar, adorned with more cryptic symbols, seems to be the key to reversing the curse, but as she approaches, the shadows in the cave come to life, swirling into grotesque shapes, blocking her path. The Guardians, their faces now marked with fear, reveal the final truth. The treasure was never meant to be taken, but its power can be neutralized by an ancient ritual performed at the altar. However, the ritual requires a sacrifice of life to balance the curse. Lily is faced with an impossible choice: to save herself and the world by offering the ultimate sacrifice, or to risk everything and let the curse continue its destruction. Lily stands at the altar, the weight of her decision pressing down on her. The cave is shaking violently as shadows swirl around her, their monstrous forms closing in. The Guardians, now visibly distraught, explain that the ritual can only be completed if one life is given to restore balance. The air is thick with tension as Lily's mind races. She knows that offering herself would stop the curse, but she's torn. She's just a little girl, and the burden of saving everyone feels like too much to carry. Yet, if she doesn't act, the curse will continue to consume the land and more innocent lives will be affected. The shadows grow more aggressive, and the whispers in the cave reach a deafening crescendo, urging Lily to make her choice. The Guardians, seeing her hesitation, share a tragic truth. One of them must also make a sacrifice to ensure the curse is broken. It is the only way. The Guardians have been bound to protect the treasure and its curse, but they can never truly escape it without completing the ritual. In a selfless act, one of the Guardians steps forward and offers their life, choosing to protect Lily and end the torment they've lived with for centuries. As the Guardian's life force fades, the altar begins to glow brightly, and the shadows dissipate. The cave trembles and starts to stabilize. The curse is broken. The cave has quieted and the shadows are gone. The Guardians are no longer trapped by the curse, but their sacrifice has left a heavy silence in the air. Lily stands at the altar, her heart still racing as she watches the last traces of the curse fade away. The cave no longer trembles, and the oppressive atmosphere lifts, but the weight of what has happened hangs over her like a dark cloud. The Guardian who offered their life is gone, and the other stands by, grief-stricken but thankful. They both tell Lily that the world is safe, but at a cost they could never have imagined. Lily, exhausted and overwhelmed, stumbles out of the cave. As she steps into the daylight, the once calm and peaceful surroundings now feel different, as if the land itself recognizes the tragedy that's just unfolded. Her mind is full of questions. How could such a small act of curiosity lead to so much pain? She didn't ask for this responsibility, yet she's the one left carrying the emotional burden of the Guardian's sacrifice. Back in her town, life slowly returns to normal, but the haunting memories linger. People talk about the strange events near the tree, and Lily's secret weighs heavily on her. She visits the site where the treasure was found, but the tree, once a symbol of hope, now feels like a reminder of the cost of curiosity. Lily comes to understand that the treasure was never meant to be claimed, and the balance that was restored was one of great sacrifice. Months have passed since Lily's fateful discovery of the treasure and the curse that nearly destroyed everything. The town has moved on, but Lily still carries the burden of the past. She often visits the tree, the site where everything began, but it's no longer the same. The land has healed, the shadows no longer linger, and the tree continues to grow, though for Lily it serves as a painful reminder of the sacrifices made. One quiet afternoon, Lily sits beneath the tree reflecting on the lives lost and the choices she was forced to make. The guardian's sacrifice haunts her, and she struggles with the feeling that her innocence was forever changed. As time passes, she begins to understand that while the curse may have been broken, the emotional weight of what happened is something she must learn to live with. She starts to find peace in the small things, helping her family, playing with friends, and slowly rebuilding the trust in herself that was shattered by the chaos. One day, the remaining guardian appears again, now free from the curse and no longer bound to protect the treasure they share. A quiet conversation with Lily reassuring her that the world is safe and that she was never alone in the journey. The guardian, in their new freedom, tells Lily that their bond will always exist, even if the past cannot be undone.